Sometimes you just need to know how to catch 5 every time. Unique story around this bait right here. About like everything I have a pretty unique story around. But years ago, my very first draw tournament ever down in Redman, let's say that, because I fished draw tournaments prior to, but this was a large draw tournament. And it was on Lake of Ouachita down in around Hot Springs, Arkansas. And the very first tournament of the season, the first time I'd ever kind of went out on my own. And I think it was in late February. And I drew a guy by the name of Dennis Lee Brown from Fort Smith, Arkansas. And there's some of you probably know Dennis Lee or knew Dennis Lee. He passed away, sadly, a lot of years ago. But I was nervous, but Dennis, he calmed me down. He said, hey, it's all going to be all right. We're going to catch the limit, no problem. Like, for sure, it's going to be a great day. He had a beautiful Ranger 364V, red, which I loved red. And we headed up that South Fork of the Ouachita River, and water had a little stain in it up there. And we got up there and we pulled in on a big channel swing bluff line. And Dennis grabbed about a 6-foot long bait caster with a 2500 Sea Ambassador with some 10-pound line on it. A Jean LaRue green, it was actually root beer pepper with green flake on a 3/16 ounce jig head. And I was like, it's kind of odd. I just wasn't expecting that. And put on a clinic. Boy, did I learn something. He rigged me one up and I caught me a limit too. We caught a lot of fish that day, throwing this ringworm on those bluff lines. No big ones. But we both had our limit for the opener of the season. And I learned real quick that Dennis had learned the key to making these championships and the key to getting in these big tournaments was you catch your 5 every time all year long. You're in. You're going to make the championship. See, back then, you couldn't pay your way in. If you didn't catch bass, you weren't making the championship. You had to be in the points. You had to qualify. And right here was the key. Weighing 5 made sure you made the regional. Weighing limits in the regional give you a good chance to make an All-American and any other championship. After that term was over, I weighed a decent limit. He did too. We got the year started and I came home, which we fished a lot of team circuits up here on Beaver. I couldn't wait to share it with my dad and my brother because I knew I had something right here that was going to make our life a little better, which we were good at catching limits anyway. I headed out to Beaver Lake and he let me have a few of those ringworms that day. And I came back up here and holy smokes. These Beaver Lake bass absolutely loved it. And come to find out, just about every lake I ever went to, they loved it. So it became our way to always put a limit in the boat. I don't know how many times this bait right here, either this or we like Texas rigging one, same thing, but just on Texas rig, that we use this bait to secure a limit quick. Like back then, I mean, you could get on one bluff line and catch you a limit, and then you could go focus the rest of the day on big fish. Won some pretty good sized tournaments just because I was able to secure the limit and then not have to worry about it. Did I need all those fish? Probably not. I culled most of them out, but I needed those 2 extras that were left in there almost every time. And I wasn't chasing it because of this bait. Or if I got in a pinch, I just need to catch a couple to finish my limit, right here. We'd do that too. We'd have areas found that we knew we could go catch some. We'd catch them off bluff lines, rock piles, caught a lot out standing timber, just suspended fish, just letting this bait just fall through the rings of those trees. And all times of the year, little channel bends. I remember a polar bear tournament that I found a little channel swing in the back of a creek. It was just piled up. Man, just catch a limit, no problem on that, and then go fish the rest of the day looking for big ones. End up winning that tournament, by the way. It became a key. We'd fish it on some 8-10 pound test line. We always used we never used a bait caster like Dennis, but we'd use a decent spinning rod. I use a 6 or 6.5 foot spinning rod with some 8 or 10 pound test line on it. A jig head ringworm, or Texas rig. The Zoom dead ringer kind of became a mainstay for us because the Gene LaRue's got hard to find. I do have a small stash of those that I use sparingly just because it's a little bit fatter worm than the Zoom, but the Zoom is a great worm, and there's some other companies make one as well. It's been a special bait for me all my life. I'm so thankful I was able to learn that from Dennis. I'm thankful that he shared it with me because it sure created a lot of great memories for me, my family, and some good times together fishing this bait anywhere. I still fish one a lot today. And if you're ever just needing to catch one, you're just in a pickle and you're just like, man, I got to catch a fish today. Get you a little jig head, put your little ringworm on there. Just get to throwing it. Throw it anywhere. Doesn't matter, deep, shallow. You can just throw it out and reel it in. Throw it out, hop it on the bottom. You will catch some fish on it. It'll get you some bites. This might make your day. Might even win the tournament for you. Good stuff right there. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it helps you catch more fish. And I hope it makes you enjoy this sport that I love so much even more. We'll catch y'all on the next one.